This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT. Welcome aboard. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It's Thursday, May 12th, one day from Friday.
Here we go.
Yes.
And now at 6:30, we're closely watching weather again today. More storms and particularly rain on the way. Many communities already dealing with flooding.
And we're looking at a marginal risk of some severe weather later on today. That's the low end, but nonetheless it's there. Flooding is going to be our main concern as we head throughout your afternoon and evening hours. I'm going to break that forecast down for you coming up.
Family member of a fallen Richmond officer plans to honor him this weekend in our nation's capital.
Let's get right to the news this morning, and the news is the weather that we've all been dealing with in Kentucky this week.
Yes, all we need is a few days of dry out, right? But another round of storms could make the situation worse in central and eastern Kentucky.
Keeping a very close watch on this, WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is live in Lexington to begin our weather team coverage. Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. For a couple of days in a row, we've been waking up to wet roads from those storms overnight. Now, if we take a look at Main Street, still a little bit slick, but those roads are starting to dry out. Now, throughout central Kentucky, people may be either waking up to some water still standing on those roadways, or it may reappear later today with storms ahead in the forecast. Tweets and Facebook messages were coming in yesterday with reports of storm damage. One tweet from southern Madison County reported a tree blocking Paint Lick Road. We spoke with dispatch this morning, and that tree has been moved. But we're told that part of the county is still experiencing some standing water. And in Estill County, state transportation actually closed a stretch of Red Lick Road because of high water. People living nearby tell us this isn't the first time it has flooded.
It gets deeper, yeah. So as the rain increases, we typically see it come up over the fences down in this bottomland here.
Now, on my way into work this morning, I did see some standing water on Todd's Road near the Hamburg area. It's something that does happen. People just need to keep an eye out for as the day goes forward. Live in Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
The rain is causing some traffic problems this morning in Floyd County. Police say there are multiple rock slides that have US 23 shut down in southern Prestonsburg. They expect the road to be closed for most of the day.
Late night storms caused part of the Louisville Gardens roof to blow off and land on a nearby car. Nobody was hurt, but police think the car is totaled. Louisville Gas and Electric says strong winds also left more than 3,000 people without power. The National Weather Service says it was 4 tornadoes that touched down out in western Kentucky on Tuesday. Tornadoes caused damage in Graves, Muhlenberg, Breckenridge, and Ohio counties. The strongest was in Graves County. Meteorologists say that one was an EF3 tornado, and it caused millions of dollars of damage in the Mayfield area. Police say 10 people were injured. Luckily, nobody seriously hurt. The Julian Carroll Expo Center is collecting donations for people whose homes were damaged or destroyed in the tornado. And this is a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day again, as we're tracking the possibility of more rounds of storms and particularly showers today.
Yeah, meteorologist Micah Harris is breaking down the timing.
Yeah, and the timing on this is going to be late in the afternoon, off into the evening hours. That's your best bet to actually see some of these thunderstorms roll on in. Right now, a couple of showers back toward the west, but that's about it. This portion of the system is fading away. We've talked about this past few days that the farther that this gets toward the east, away from the main piece of energy, obviously back toward the Ozarks, well, it really does fade away, and that's what we're seeing across our region. But all this, you can see on this loop, it's moving eastbound. It's coming our direction, and that's why we have that flash flood watch in effect for much of our viewing area. Not 100% sure that it actually gets extended to the other counties north and westbound, but as for right now, I think this is a good bet from the National Weather Service out of Louisville and also Jackson for flash flood watch in effect through tonight. Guys, we're going to be talking about the threats on this. It looks like high winds and hail will be with us. Not as high as the past few days, but flooding is going to be our main concern out of this as we travel throughout your evening and nighttime hours. Tornadic activity still very low. Just can't rule it out. We'll go over that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Micah. We will be in a Montgomery County courtroom today when a school bus driver arrested for DUI while on the job is arraigned. Brian Fletcher was arrested last month at Camargo Elementary School. Fletcher has been suspended from his job with the Montgomery County school system. New on WKYT this morning, an overnight fire caused some damage to a Clark County business. The fire destroyed 2 campers full of equipment at Nursery Place, a greenhouse on Gentry Lane. Firefighters say They don't know how the fire started.
A woman has been charged with murder following a crash that killed a recent Morehead State University graduate. Morehead police say Sabra McCarty crashed into another car on Highway 32 back on the morning of May 1st. Investigators say the driver of the other car, 23-year-old Sarah Caudle, was killed. Friends say she was on her way home from the annual MSU Gala at the time of the crash. A passenger in McCarty's car was also hurt, and she is now charged with murder and wanton endangerment.
Former President Bill Clinton is returning to Kentucky today to help his wife in her bid for the White House. Bill Clinton has 3 planned stops. He'll start at Kentucky Wesleyan College in Owensboro. From there, he will stop at the Capitol Plaza Hotel in Frankfort. His last stop of the day will be at Prestonsburg Elementary School. Both Bill and Hillary have made several stops in the Bluegrass ahead of Tuesday's primary in Kentucky.
Governor Matt Bevin is facing a new lawsuit. This time it's from Speaker of the House Greg Stumbo. Speaker Stumbo wants a judge to throw out the governor's vetoes of the state budget. The lawsuit claims Bevin should not have filed the vetoes with the House clerk because the state constitution requires the governor to deliver vetoes to the Secretary of State when the legislature is not in session. The governor's office calls this another petty political lawsuit. If Stumbo's lawsuit is successful, more parents could send their children to public preschool programs, and high school graduates would have $9 million for community college tuition this fall, if that all is changed by the courts. We'll see. A cousin of a fallen Richmond police officer is going to be performing during this weekend's National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C.
Hannah Ellis wrote a beautiful song in memory of Officer Daniel Ellis just days after his funeral. He was shot and killed last November. Hannah says she hopes the lyrics resonate with people all around the world.
It's really amazing to see people that don't know Daniel or Katie or anybody in the Ellis family be moved by this song. Pray for a miracle, and you didn't come back around. It brings back those memories really vividly.
Hannah Ellis' song will be released on iTunes tonight at midnight. More than a dozen Richmond police officers are in Washington, D.C. this morning, along with Officer Ellis' family. His name will be added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this weekend. A Lexington officer is also showing his support for officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Officer Howard Florence is headed to the Police Week activities in D.C. by bike. Florence is pedaling approximately 235 miles in 3 days from Kentucky to D.C. He's riding in honor of KSP trooper Eric Chrisman, who died last year while responding to a crash. We checked with Florence late last night. He was about 50 miles outside the nation's capital. He says he plans to take off again right around 7 o'clock this morning.
Kentucky Derby winner Nyquist got his first look at the track at Pimlico. Nyquist jogged around the mile oval. He is in barn D, stall number 24. That is the same as I'll Have Another was in when he won the Preakness for Redham Racing. So could it be good luck? We'll see. Nyquist is quite the horse. Seems to take the track in stride there, you know?
Yeah, and I think he kind of went under the radar because of American Pharoah's success last year.
Right, so we'll see. Can there be a repeat on that?
Let's check to see how traffic is moving along this morning.
Here's Officer Don with our check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Inbound Tates Creek Road just past Armstrong Mill. That turned out to be a stalled car, not a wreck. So it will impact traffic from Manowar to the Circle for the next few with the left lane blocked, but they're about to clear that. Now, as far as the Circle itself goes, nothing significant. The exit ramps look okay as we get a live look at Lexington rush hour traffic and overall traffic flow this morning. We're looking pretty good. Drive times, no major issues to deal with on the interstate. 75 looks good coming in from Richmond, also 64 from Winchester, and even Paris Pike is a short hop at the moment with about 19 minutes or so to get to Lexington. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, let's make it a good day out there on this Thursday. Everybody up and at it this morning on WKYT. We're glad you're with us, and we have a lot more news on the way.
His owners left him home alone, but one pet had other plans. Up next, meet a determined dog who went the extra mile to get where he wanted to go. You won't want to miss it.
And we have more showers and thunderstorms on the way. And look, we're going to get a break in this action. I promise you that. That's going to come tomorrow. And then your weekend, we're talking frost in the forecast, possible frost. Have that coming up next.
But for right now, it's a beautiful start to the day. This is Jacobson Park in Lexington, and as you see, it's a delightful morning out there at the moment. We're back on WKYT this morning.
Couple of showers early this morning. I'm meteorologist Micah Harrison. We're looking at it about, and for the most part, it's mainly dry. I mean, a lot of this has since faded away over toward Louisville. That's where we're seeing still those showers left over, and that's trying to make its way eastbound. I'd say it makes its way as far east as Frankfort. It just kind of falls apart as it continues to show that trend. Really what we're watching out for back toward the Ozarks, a lot of this heading our direction, and that's a lot of energy there. And we're going to be seeing that pulse up later on this afternoon. And I would say anywhere from 4 p.m. to about 10 p.m., 4 p.m. being the earliest, to about 10 p.m. Is what we can start to see those storms move on in. So it's going to be a late afternoon, evening type of situation. And there's a flash flood watch in effect because of that. There is a small risk of a couple of isolated severe storms. Nothing like the past few days, but there is that small risk there. But really the main focus is going to be that flash flooding because grounds are just so saturated. Got to watch these water levels as you're traveling early this morning and also in towards your afternoon too. Watch this hour by hour forecast, okay? We get in toward noontime and look at noontime. Not much going on, right? It actually looks pretty good during that time. Anywhere from 9, 10 a.m. to about 3 p.m. That's your best bet to actually get out and knock out any outdoor plans, take the kids out, get out to the grocery store, whatever it may be. Because 4 p.m., still I believe most of your kids are able to get home just fine. But I'd say 4 p.m. at the earliest to about 10 p.m. Here comes some storms. Look at 6 p.m. down toward the west and southwest. The storms are starting to spark up. There's 9 p.m. as we're trying to head to bed. Still another couple of rumbles of thunder. But after 11, 12 o'clock, it really does fade away, so there's some good news for us. Speaking of storms, I actually went to a school yesterday to talk about some storms. Cassidy Elementary was in the house. Yeah, we got to talk to about 120 kindergartners. They're too funny, man, too funny. Watch this one kid coming up here in just a couple of minutes. You see him clapping his face? He's clapping his face for me.
Oh, yeah.
You see him? I mean, they were hilarious. Kindergartner there at Cassidy Elementary.
Well,
Such a
word
fun
is
time.
you entertained them, but I think they entertained you too, right?
They always entertain me, man. It's such a blast with them. But yeah, I love going out to the schools. That's the best part about my job, is heading out to those schools. So we got to do that. It was a fun time, and yeah, hopefully I'll knock out some more schools before the year ends. Let's talk about your 7-day forecast real quick. Like I said, possible flooding. That's the main situation we're going to be watching today. Friday looks good, guys, finally. Saturday, a couple of showers, especially early on in the day, and then that cold air rushes on in. And it's going to be cold, 30s possible there on Sunday morning.
30s, frost, rain,
Watch out, green
storms,
and
floods.
it's May. Keep reminding yourself of that, right?
Unbelievable. That's
okay,
right.
thank you, Micah. We appreciate it. It's time right now, 6:46.
For some pet owners, finding the right daycare is a relief, but one North Carolina woman's dog may love his daycare a bit too much.
Yeah, she doesn't have any doubts about this dog loving daycare. The golden retriever named Riley has been going to Happy Dogs Daycare for nearly 5 years. Well, last week, instead of taking him to the doggy daycare, Riley's owner left him in the yard while she left. Well, that's when Riley decided to take matters into his own paws. He popped a lock on the fence and took off. He ran straight to the doggy daycare, which is more than a mile away, so got there to be among his friends that day.
He knows the way up here because they walk him all the time, and he had just decided to put himself in daycare that day.
Riley sat outside the door and just waited for someone to let him in. His owners have since put an extra lock on the gate. We'll see if he can pop that one. They've also promised to take him to daycare more often since he apparently loves it so much.
What a smart dog, but how did he pop a lock?
And someone walked in the door.
Guess with his nose. I don't know. Interesting, huh?
That is interesting.
It's fun. I guess he just likes being there. 6:47 on WKYT this morning. Good to have you along on this Thursday.
More news when we come back.
Coming up, healing a divided party, the policy differences facing Donald Trump and Paul Ryan ahead of their meeting today. Plus, a salute to 60 Minutes correspondent Morley Safer, who is retiring this week. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
6:50 the time, 10 before 7, and CBS This Morning on the way at the top of the hour.
With more rain expected today, people in flood-prone areas are keeping a close eye on creeks and streams.
In Estill County, the state was forced to close a stretch of Red Lick Road because of high water. Neighbors say it doesn't take much for that road to flood out. At last check, the road is still closed this morning. Drivers can use Kentucky 594 as a detour. In Anderson County, the emergency management director there says more than 6 feet of water is covering Rice Road at the Salt River. And officials say 3 people managed to escape from a Jeep that got swept away on that road. No one was hurt. They managed to swim to safety again. Crews were not, though, able to find the Jeep.
The rain is causing some traffic troubles this morning in Floyd County. Police say there are multiple rock slides that have US 23 shut down in southern Prestonsburg. This morning, Donald Trump heads to Capitol Hill to meet with Republican leaders.
And while the likely GOP nominee is working to unite his party, Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton is blasting Trump as unelectable. Hannah Daniels now has the latest on campaign 2016.
Donald Trump heads to Washington today, looking to build unity with Republican leaders skeptical of his candidacy. Among them, House Speaker Paul Ryan, who last week indicated he was not ready to endorse Trump.
We just need to get to know each other. The goal here is to unify the various wings of the party around common principles so we can go forward unified.
After long boasting about self-funding his campaign, sources tell CBS News the billionaire candidate is in the process of finalizing a joint fundraising deal with the RNC. Campaigning in New Jersey, Hillary Clinton continued to brand her likely Republican opponent as unelectable.
I think advocating torture, that's a loose cannon. Saying we should pull out of NATO, that's a loose cannon.
A recent poll shows the former Secretary of State running neck and neck with Trump in 3 key swing states in November. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
And Trump will also sit down with the RNC chairman, Reince Priebus, and with some other key congressional leaders, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. And former President Bill Clinton is returning to Kentucky today to campaign for his wife, Hillary. He will be in Owensboro, Frankfort, and Prestonsburg.
A second police officer charged in the death of Freddie Gray goes on trial today. Edward Nero faces reckless endangerment and other charges in connection to the 2015 incident. Gray died from injuries he suffered while being transported in a police van last April. Longtime CBS 60 Minutes correspondent Morley Safer says he's ready to retire. The 84-year-old joined the CBS News magazine as a full-time correspondent in 1970, 2 years after the show premiered, making him the longest-serving correspondent in the history of 60 Minutes. CBS will air an hour-long special on his career Sunday night after 60 Minutes. You'll be able to see it right here on WKYT.
And what a career it was, really, with lots of serious stories, but also some lighter moments, and it should be a good special coming up on Sunday. Right now on WKYT.com, it's a first alert severe weather day. We're tracking more storms and showers. That could result in more flooding in parts of Kentucky. You'll find Micah's forecast and real-time observations anytime. All you have to do is go to our website. There it is on our homepage. Now, it turns out it was an EF3 tornado that hit Mayfield on Tuesday. The damage estimates are in the millions of dollars. 10 people also had some injuries. A total of 4 tornadoes touched down in western Kentucky in the last couple of days. Former President Bill Clinton returning to Kentucky today to campaign for his wife Hillary. That's ahead of Tuesday's primary. Our web poll, though, this morning shows most of those taking part are predicting that Bernie Sanders will carry Kentucky in the upcoming primary. On WKYT.com as well this morning, a lot of construction has been going on around UK. Now we have word that starting Monday, Avenue of Champions from South Limestone to Lexington Avenue will be closed for 2 months. We have all the details and an update on the projects there online as well. WKYT is covering the Richmond police officers who have gone to Washington to add the name of fellow officer Daniel Ellis to a national memorial. We also have the story of a special song that will be played as as a tribute to him there. On Kentucky.com, a couple of new restaurants are taking shape out at Fayette Mall. Work continuing on the new BJ's Restaurant and Brew House and on the Oak Springs Grill. CBS This Morning, now just minutes away with your eye opener. And of course, we'll have local updates as well. All the latest from around the world coming up shortly. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram. And for the latest news anytime, you know where to turn, WKYT.com.
Flash flood watch in effect for much of our viewing area, especially along that 64 corridor and southbound. We're going to be seeing anywhere from ½ an inch to about 2 inches of rain as we head throughout the night tonight. So just keep that in mind. Our main threat is going to be flooding out of this, but you'll still get some strong thunderstorms rolling on through. By around noontime, most of this rain's long gone, and it's going to be mainly dry around that time. I'd say anywhere from 10 a.m. to about 3 p.m. It's mainly dry, so you can get out and knock out some of those plants. That's your dry time. But then after that, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., that's when you start to see some of those storms. 4 p.m. being the earliest, that's when you start to see some of those storms move on in. And they'll be strong, they'll have heavy downpours, and they'll also have a lot of lightning with them. So we just got to keep that in mind. You got to watch those very closely as it looks like another day, third consecutive day of strong to potentially severe storms in our forecast. No first alert severe weather day tomorrow.
Okay.
That is guaranteed, okay?
Give us a
The best
break,
news
right?
of the day.
All right. Well, we look forward to that and enjoy it, and maybe have to savor it because there's more tough stuff
That's
after
true.
that, huh? Nobody is more up to date than you to start your day because you chose WKYT for your morning news.
CBS This Morning is next. Have a safe day, everyone.